guys, how are you going? Just want to welcome you all here today for this workplace health and safety meeting. We've got Katie, we've got Lucy, we've got Liz who's joining us today from the club. Thank you all for joining us. The purpose of this meeting today is to discuss findings of our workplace inspection. The last meeting was a month ago and the minutes was shared with everyone. Was everyone happy and finalised? Have we finalised everything from the last meeting? Yeah. Okay. So today we've identified 3 hazards from our last inspection to discuss today. The first one of the fans in the group fitness room doesn't appear to be working. The second is the overcrowding of the body pump equipment in one area within the group fitness room. Obviously in times of COVID, we want to minimise group gatherings a little bit. And then the third one, staff and members have been reporting that the group fitness room is too hot, and we've discovered a fault with the air conditioning. So what we'll do now is break down each of these hazards, and we'll do a little risk assessment process to indicate how important and urgent it is to deal with these hazards, referring to the Fitness Australia's risk matrix table. Okay, so for the first hazard, the fan not working. So Katie, what is the likelihood of this occurrence?
Well, I would probably say that given there is something wrong with the fan, the occurrence would pose an occasional exposure risk with moderate probability of damage.
Okay, sounds good. Does everyone agree with that? And when that does occur, what are the consequences to staff and members?
Yeah, I think it's a moderate risk, causing clients to overheat during exercise. It's not safe for members with pre-existing medical conditions, especially. Given it being the winter months, I would give it a risk assessment of 9S.
Yep, that sounds reasonable. Does everyone agree with that? Yeah. Okay, let's document that in our minutes. Lucy's taken our minutes today. We just document down the start time of the meeting and what we document today. So we agree on the moderate risk for that one. I agree that it's not a great risk in the winter months, but yeah, thanks Katie, it's still a risk we need to solve. Alright, so our next hazard was that there's an overcrowding of equipment in one area of the group fitness room. Given that we're in times of living with COVID, we want to avoid this. Elizabeth, could you tell us the likelihood of this occurrence?
Well, I would say that this crowding of equipment could pose a very likely probability of occurrence, as you said, especially in COVID times.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone else agree with that?
Yeah.
And the consequences of this occurrence?
Oh, looking at the scale, I would say it's a 12S, a likely risk, but something we need to attend in the short term. Numbers gathering in one place poses an increased risk of spreading viruses.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Happy with that?
Yep.
Everyone? We'll
Sounds
document
good.
that one down. Thanks, Lucy. Thanks, Liz. Alright, our final hazard is that staff and members are reporting that the group fitness room is too hot. Obviously we discovered that the air conditioning was faulty and reading incorrectly. Lucy, what would you say is the likelihood of this?
I would say the likelihood of occurrence is moderate. It's a problem we have had in recent months.
Great, yeah, I agree. We have had issues with it recently as well. So, yeah, we'll pop that one down as moderate risk. Does everyone agree with that?
Yep.
And when that does occur, what are the consequences to staff and members?
So the consequence of risk rises because we have a broken fan plus the faulty air conditioning in the same room. So therefore we give it a 12H and will require immediate action for being high risk. This poses a risk to members potentially causing early dehydration and overheating especially to medically compromised or pregnant ladies.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Lucy. Everyone agree with that scoring? Yeah, let's document that one as a high risk, and we'll get onto that immediately then. Okay. Thank you. For each of these hazards, we'll now go through each one and talk about the processes and methods to control each of these hazards. Firstly, the fan in the group fitness room. Katie, what recommendations did you have there?
So I think we should report it to the club manager, get an electrician in to see if it can be repaired or we need to replace it. I think that's good to move on straight away because it will be quicker to get the fan fixed than getting the aircon fixed potentially.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, hopefully that will be a quick fix. And next we have the overcrowded body pump equipment. Liz, what recommendations did you have?
Well, I recommend splitting into 3 weight stations around the group fitness room, and also to move the smart steps and mats into each station, and that will spread participants around the room. And at the end of the class, when packing away, we recommend cleaning wipes at each of those stations and hand gel, collectively reducing the spread of infection and aiming to keep our participants safe.
They sound like very good suggestions. Thank you, Liz. Yeah, everyone agrees with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. We'll document that in our minutes. Yeah, I like those ideas. And lastly, the faulty air conditioning. Lucy, what recommendations did you have for that?
So we need to report the issues to the club manager and organise a service and repair for the air conditioning as soon as possible. They may clean the filters. We'll also make sure future servicing is arranged.
Yes, great. Thanks, Lucy. Yes, the service may well have been missed. We'll document and check that. Yeah, we'll document that in our meeting notes. Great actions, guys. So today's hazards are all located in our group fitness room. The broken fan is the third fan from the left looking at the stage. The body pump equipment is located at the back of the room storage area currently. And the air conditioning controller is in the group fitness room on the wall near the exit. So we have a clear management plan for these hazards. Thank you, everyone. I'll just take the opportunity to highlight the key elements of current risk management standards and their purpose. So risk management framework gives a basis for effective risk management. This includes assessment of legal exposure to potential financial loss and liability. So we develop a risk management strategies, we implement a risk management plan, and we evaluate that plan. So why do we risk manage? It is something that is required by law. In WA, it is governed by the Work Health and Safety Act of 2020, fairly recent. Employers have a duty of care to look after the health and safety of staff, and also members are protected from health and safety risks within our business. As well as we need to protect other people visiting our business as well. For example, the air conditioning service engineer, the electricians. So we can also get audited at any point, and there are audit requirements. Our fitness industry registration requires us to have organisational policies and procedures in place. This is to ensure emergency procedures and workplace health and safety responsibilities are conducted. So good documentation of risk management is important, as we're doing today in the minutes. And reporting of accidents and injuries is important. Other examples around the club would be cleanliness, maintenance, repairs, tidiness, storage of equipment, maintenance schedules and monitoring schedules, and completing checklists, so we can keep an eye on all these things. and obviously report as required. All right, guys. Any of the business before we close?
I thought maybe it would be a good idea to get a printed copy of that Work Health and Safety Act, the 2021, to keep at reception.
That's a good idea. It's
Yeah.
important for everyone to have a read through that.
Yeah, and if you are, I'm happy to volunteer to make sure when all the electrical equipment should be serviced, and just make sure, see if there's anything else that is due or overdue for a service.
That's a great idea.
Is that all right? I'm happy
Yeah,
to do that.
because we've had two faults in the electrical
Yeah.
side of things, so
And I'll
yeah,
check that out.
that'd be perfect. Thank
Cool.
you, Katie.
No problem.
Lucy, if you could just put an end time to in the minutes today, and I just want to say thank you guys for participating, and we'll see you in about 4 weeks' time. I will regroup and see how we're going with all those things. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.